What's up, Gator Nation? What's up, Rolling with Carlos family? Today we're going to go in and talk about the shortcomings of this offense of the Florida Gators so far in 4 games, and the wide receiver room being so deep, and also a expected timeline has been officially announced by Coach Billy Napier about 5-star wide receiver Dallas Wilson returning to the team after being injured during fall camp. But are these shortcomings because of the wide receiver room or because of Billy Napier? I know the answer. Most people know the answer. But this room is so deep that we're going to go ahead and take a look at it. Let me go ahead and read to you the first article. And then I'll go ahead and read to you the second article and then give you some extra information on how deep this room really is.
Gators on the field, hear the crowd go wild. Defense locking in, no time for denial. College game day, feel the energy.
Gators' lack of sport event, one of many offensive shortcomings. This was written by a friend of the channel and co-host on Swampcast, Dylan Olive. After a recent string of successful transfers at receiver, Florida is having struggles getting J. Michael Sturtevant involved in the offense. In what has been an anemic Florida Gators offense in 2025, the puzzling lack of transfer wide receiver J. Michael Sturtevant is just another example of talent seemingly being wasted in Gainesville this year. Sturtevant, a senior transfer wide receiver who spent 4 years at Cal and UCLA, committed to play for the Gators with the hope and talent to become their next success story at his position out of the portal, following names such as Elijhah Badger, Chimere Dike, and Ricky Pearsall. The standout deep threat looked to take the similar next step as those before him, possibly boosting his stock as an NFL draft pick. Instead, the Billy Napier-led offense that helped Badger, Dike, and Pearsall ascend has done the opposite for Sturtevant, making the skilled receiver a forgotten name so far into the season. In 4 games, Sturtevant has just 8 receptions on 19 targets, sitting at just 76 yards and 1 touchdown as a Gator so far, despite seeing more snaps per game than he has since his redshirt freshman year at Cal. He has had his lowest average in receptions per game, yards per reception, and yards per route run in his career. The struggle to get the athletic wideout involved comes as a surprise after an offseason where he seemed to be expected to have a huge role in the Gators' attack. From the moment he stepped on campus, the belief seemed to be that Florida had found their leading wide receiver. I think much like Jimmy, he had an initial surge in production, then the production went away, Napier said about Sturtevant ahead of the season. He's got 1 year here to kind of prove himself and increase his value, and I think he knows he can help our team. What's most shocking about the disappearance of the exciting big play receiver is his usage downfield. Once his bread and butter at the collegiate level, despite a 93.9 career PFF grade, on targets of at least 20 yards, and almost 27% of his career targets at such distance. The new Gator has not recorded a catch on a deep pass this year, while being targeted just 3 times. What's worse, Florida has completed just 2 passes of at least 20 yards downfield and 10 targets this year, both coming in week 1 against FCS Long Island. Quarterback DJ Elijhah, who last year was PFF's highest graded deep passer and earned 95.6 grade on such throws, currently has completed just 1 of 7 attempts while being intercepted 3 times and holding an 11.9 NFL passer rating on such deep shots. The lack of success downfield has made the Florida offense one of the worst in the country. Yet the usage for Sturdivant in a deep threat role, he has always excelled at and continued to stay minimal. In the Gators' most recent loss against rival Miami, the starting wide receiver saw just 2 targets, none deep downfield, while Florida would only throw for 61 yards, and Elijhah would finish with his lowest average depth of target of his career at just 3.7. In dire need of a spark on offense, coming out of the bye week, Florida will need to find a deep passing game that has been one of the more important parts of the offense under Napier, needing to unlock one of their better depth threats in the country in the process. For various reasons, have stopped the success of Sturdivant, who also suffered an apparent head injury in the loss to Miami. Time is running out for both the talented wide receiver and the Gators, making it now or never for both in the next 8 games.
Turn up the game, feel the crowd ignite. Big plays coming under Friday night lights. Full swing, hear the crack of the bat.
Napier gives a timeline for the Gators wide receiver Dallas Wilson's return. This was written by friend of the channel and co-host of a deeper dive into Gator Nation and Gator SI reporter Cam Parker. Florida Gators freshman receiver Dallas Wilson has not played after suffering a lower body injury in fall camp. The Florida Gators have a public timeline for freshman wide receiver Dallas Wilson return from injury. Wilson, who suffered a lower body injury in fall camp and has missed the first 3 games of the 2025 season, is anticipated to return to practice during the bye next week with the potential to play in the team's Week 6 home game against Texas. We anticipate him starting next week, head coach Billy Napier said Wednesday. Right now, I think he's dry land running. Wilson, a 5-star signee from the 2025 recruiting class, suffered his injury in the first week of August and ultimately put him in a hard cast with a cart before moving to a boot. While he is set to miss he missed Saturday's game against the last game against Miami, guys. The 6'3", 213-pound freshman was expected to be a main contributor on the offense before his injury. The former 5-star had already been an instant impact player offensively throughout the spring and fall camps, evident by 195 yards and 2 touchdown performance in the team's spring game. Yeah, he's a problem. He's exceptional. He's a major factor this year, Napier said on August 27th. So we're excited about Dallas for sure. Wilson's veteran teammates anticipate an instant impact freshman season from Wilson too once he returns. I think for anybody, they always want the highest expectations. You want to live up to it. He's given us no doubt that he's going to be who he says he's going to be. 4th-year junior Hayden Hansen said in fall camp, "Every day he shows up, day in, day out. I think the best part of his game, though, he's super humble and humble enough to listen to feedback and go out there and use it and just make plays. I'm really excited for him. Wilson, who is one of multiple injured players, the program is currently without. Senior defensive tackle Caleb Banks and edge rusher Audrey McCray will each be out long-term after undergoing surgery for foot injuries, while running back Trey Webb continues to miss time after off-season hamstring surgery. Florida's next public injury report will be released on Wednesday, October 1st, ahead of the team's matchup against Texas. All right, guys. There you have what we so far have in terms of Dallas Wilson. I'm going to tell you how deep this room is. Give me a second. Depth chart. X spot. On the X spot, you have Khalil Jackson or Dallas Wilson. We haven't seen Khalil play much this year. At the Y spot, which is the slot, Eugene, but he hasn't gotten much targets. At the Z spot, we have J. Michael Stewart with only 3 targets so far this year. The backup to Khalil Jackson and Dallas Wilson, Mizzou Tenkara. We've only seen him a couple times. I mean, not him. We haven't seen Mizzou Tenkara at all. Sorry about that. Eugene Wilson's backups, Tank Hawkins, Bernell Brown III, Taylor Spirett, Nashawn Montgomery. We have not seen him at all. Bernell we've seen because of punt return, and I've only seen a couple passes thrown his way. He had a big pass during the USF game that we know went through his hands. But having such a deep room, and J. Michael Stewart-Man's backups, Aiden Mazel, he got a touchdown 2 weeks ago and had 2 or 3 more passes thrown at him. TJ Abrams and Nashawn Montgomery. We have only seen Aiden Mazel a couple times. We have not seen TJ Abrams or Nashawn Montgomery much. With such a deep room, why does Billy Napier not spread out the ball? I don't understand, and he pretty much calls similar plays every single down, which I don't understand either. This, instead of spreading the ball, if he would spread the ball, to me, in my opinion, they would be more successful. Instead of just having the same people out there along with tight ends, and we've spoken about this on Swampcast. But leave me your thoughts down below. What you think of Wilson's return? What you think of Stewart having a subpar season, which I blame on Billy Napier and his play calling, because he hasn't thrown deep balls, and I also blame on the fact that DJ Lagway may be hurt, and we're not getting told the truth because he hasn't thrown the ball past 20 yards, but only 2 times this year. Leave me your thoughts down below, and like always, stay positive, stay on your grind, and go get it.